Sanake Fernando, da Kim San here. I saw your video and I wanted to give you a video of fellow exploration. um, uh, I sit in my car and I put a geometry next to me that I made. I think as a child. It's a 144 polyhedron. Because I liked your background a lot, but I have to do it in another way, so I found this. I wanted to thank you. I heard you, I guess, in 2010 or something in a recording of the Oversoul, that series of 3. I'm a fellow explorer with you for, I guess, a similar period of time with Imzaya. I don't know if I'm going to exactly make sense with what you said, and in a way I will, but I just felt the enthusiasm and the enthusiasm to hear you in your exploration, because I love to hear us in our exploration and to exchange in our exploration. I certainly feel the enthusiasm that you feel, and the wonderment, and when you started to speak, well, when you were speaking more later in your message, you mentioned the angel and the devil, right? And the angel wanting to see these realities that we still believe to find within, if we can bring them here. I know, because if I feel what I feel when you say this, you know, I start to shine like a child, and I know you're right, you know, and I like to play. When I hear about a devil and an angel, I'm always interested in the in-between, you know, to go to the moment before they separated, where they come from. Yeah, in consciousness training, I reached moments of enlightenment, and I had this little trick to get back to that state. I would choose the thing that I render most meaningless in my environment, and then realize that this thing and I are one, and just go to the moment just before we separate. That's where I find this experience. And so many of the things, I think we can, well, okay, let's take it like this. I'm not going to make, it's not going to make too much ordered sense, I guess, but it's such a field. So to go to these moments, what I love so much, let's say it like this, what I love so much about the Imzaya work, or consciousness, is that I can go to direct experience. So when I hear about these realms and also your questions, when you ask your questions, it's funny, why would you put a question mark almost? You know, it's fascinating to do it, and it's very nice. But did you also directly go to the experience? Because I noticed that if I ask myself something, inside, I immediately start to feel it. If I allow myself to pay attention, then that is happening. And you'll probably know this after decades as well. But I wanted to bring that in anyway, because I noticed that yes, we can feel all these things, and at the same time, yes, it's awesome to play them into the field, you know, because something that came out a bit for me, because I made an interesting issue of this in my life, is what you mentioned about money. You know, I've been living without money for 5 years. To explore if you can live a rich life without money. and you can. It's the first time I felt rich in my life, actually. Now I do both. I live rich with money, without money. It's becoming more irrelevant. And but at the time, I realized that I was doing these consciousness trainings, avatar trainings are called, and I explored this and learned that I create my reality from free will. So I was wondering, how am I creating my experiences with these things that seem so separate from consciousness training or consciousness? Like, for example, in my case, the tax system. So I well I consider myself an artist or artist. So as long as I can remember, I was tinkering things, and I love to do that. So in this process, I did the same. I took all my tax papers in 2010, tore them up, my whole administration, added some water and some glue, and made my own Statue of Liberty. I made myself with a heart-shaped head, 2 wings on my back, landing on planet Earth. And I wrote a letter from the heart why I see that this tax system, even though it is created to care together for our surrounding and each other, that it's control-based, thus fear-based, and that it's not sovereign in the sense of you're not free to decide where your money goes. I realized that I was also paying for jet fighters that I really don't like. So, but I made a statement out of that. I wrote a letter, but with everything I didn't like about the system. But I was also aware that I'm living in this holographic reflection of what lives within me. So I looked at myself, and I didn't send this letter in straight away. I sent it to myself. So I adjusted my name everywhere I wrote tax system. I put in my own name, and I received my own letter, acknowledged everything I read, changed it, then wrote another letter to the tax system, which was way more compassionate and understanding for their situation, that we came from the same thing, and told them, asked them to either take me out, or if they wouldn't do it, to just let them know that I was out, right? But they actually agreed. 3 days later, they called me and they said they agreed. So they took me out. This is a bit physical, or in this realm, but I share this because I wanted to share that it is very possible to bring these things. You speak about the election. It's very possible. I've been sitting in the hall of a bank when I was living without money, creating an artwork with all the employees of the bank about passion, about living from your heart, because I wanted to bring this there. And I went through a whole process it was like everybody made their own artwork in this theme of passion, and by doing that they encountered everything that was in between. So they all went through kind of a process regarding their passion in this space also. So I just wanted to bring this, that we can very well bring it in, and maybe it's not that advanced yet as what we see now shared in the Mzaya materials, but I think that very often we forget to see that it is all one. It's like this inner and outer world that we realize through the realization that we get through the active ingredient of Ba, of universal joy, that there is no inside and there is no outside. And what I find interesting is to realize that also in the tax system, or the motorcycles that are driving by here that I don't like so much, but if I see them and nowadays realize, that's just another expression of the Lin point going by, or expressions, then we bring it in here. And I know that we really love it to be really, really here, because I also sit here, I look around, I'm sitting in, like you, I sit in paradise, you live in yours, I live in this one here that I actually drew as a child. I made a drawing of this place, and now I live here, in the Algarve in Portugal, by the way. So, for sure, I guess we can create enough momentum to bring this in here more and more and more into our experience. I'm pretty sure that can be done. At the same time, when you speak about this, I already see it. But the thing is that I see that it seems to be from here uh, different so that it may not be recognized, because I can see it. I can see that it's here, but it's, I don't know if I should say that it's in between or that it's with. It's there. It is here. I can see it. So it's like we can see both at the same time. So maybe there's also, how to say, yeah, maybe it is this separation of experience that causes us to think it's not here, or causes us to want to go somewhere where actually it's already here, but it just looks different somehow. I don't know, there's something there. There's something every time again about this splitting of, and I know you're aware because you mentioned this also, this splitting of experiences or realms or in or out or whatever, but then to realize, yeah, but there is a moment just before they split, and we can always find this moment again, and moments that I can probably not put in words, but I don't know, I just I just felt to reach out or to be with what you share and appreciate what you share, and I hope you will. I would love for all of the students to do this more, you know, because you do all this exploration and I do all this exploration, and many of us, and I would love to see us more together in this exploration and also share with each other in this more. So this is why I decided to also make a video like you did, because I really love the way you do it. Yeah, I think it's sinking again. I just wanted to show my enthusiasm in what I felt when you spoke about bringing this here, which I see as a confirmation, because I know that this drive and this passion is a intuition that knows this. So I'm pretty sure that this is possible. And yeah, it's very simple. I also thought about the chakra system. If we ask ourselves a question, how things work or what would be if, and we choose to feel it, and we run it through our chakra system, then you can actually feel it already coming into the physical experience. It blends in, and even if we don't see it with our eyes yet, I guess it's also a matter of if you give it enough momentum, it will happen. You know, it will have to start to manifest. It's basically, that's just simple, I guess. But then it also comes to, do we really have the guts to to go all the way? You know, it's like this. I realized that I'm here in my paradise, right? And it's hard work from the heart, and pretty tough sometimes. However, what I realize is that now I see many people looking for their paradise. They know it's there, and they're right, it is, and they'll find it. But what I realize is that it wasn't so much about reaching paradise. It was about becoming who I would be in paradise, you know, because it's not about the place, it's not about the physical expression in a way, and it is, but in a way, it's about who I am when I get there. So the only thing I have to do is to become who I would be when I reach this place, right? And this brings me back to where this video actually started, because when I saw your video, one of the first things that happened in me is that it started singing inside, which I sometimes do, just for the love of sharing. With my partner here, we just joined a choir, which is awesome to be with a group of 30 people that has a focus to harmonize together. We do this not so long, but almost every time it touches me to tears still. So I want to bring out some of the singing for you and the ones hearing this that I feel in seeing your message. And thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing. I will keep sharing as well, and I hope that as students we find each other more. I would love that. I would really love that. Dakaya, thank you. Lovely to meet you. Feel welcome whenever you find yourself in Europe or Portugal, and you find some open heart and door and arms here as well. See you.